Let's call them out. What's number 1? Circle. How come?
I don't know. Same sign, same.
X squared, y squared. Both coefficients are 1, so they're the same. Number 2. Ellipse. Different, but same sign. Number 3. Hyperbola, because why? Different signs. Number 4. Parabola, because it only has one squared term. Number 5. Circle. Number 6. Parabola. Number 7. Good.
So you choose circle over ellipsis.
Circle because they're the same number and the same sign.
But isn't ellipsis same sign?
Yeah, but they're different numbers. So number 2, it has a 2x squared and a 5x squared.
Okay.
So for a circle, this standard form.
Okay, wait, I have a question. You said, so an ellipse is the same sign.
But different
Oh,
numbers.
they have to have different numbers?
Mhm.
Okay, never mind.
So the way that we will graph, or we will use a circle to graph the form is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. Where the center is going to be at hk. That's how many it shifts left and right and up and down. And then my radius is equal to r. So we're going to square root whatever's on the right-hand side. So let's say that I had x minus 2 squared plus y plus 3 squared equals 4. I'm just making this up, so you can write it in. Where would my center be located? No, 2, negative 3. So you're going to take the opposite sign because it's in parentheses. And then my radius would be, nope, 2. You're going to square root it. So r equals 2, and then the center is at 2, negative 3. So I'm going to go out 2 in every direction. And then connect the dots. So that this right here is 2. You just go out 2, up, right, left, down from the center. So let's say that I had x plus 1 squared plus y minus 2 squared equals 9. Try graphing that one. So graphing it is super, super easy. I guess the most difficult part is whenever it's not in your standard form, so you have to complete the square to get to that point. We're going to need to complete the square. So here are the rules for completing the square for a circle, because you have an x squared and a y squared. You're going to keep the x's together, keep the y's together, and move the number over. So it's already set up really beautifully for us, right? So I'm going to rewrite this equation by putting some blanks in there. So I'm going to say x squared minus 4x plus blank plus y squared minus 6y plus blank equals negative 9 plus blank plus blank. So I've got 2 of them. Now I do the same thing that I know how to do, which is taking half of the middle term. So half of the middle term would be negative 2. Negative 2 squared is 4. I'm going to put a 4 and a 4. I'm going to take half of the middle term for y, which would be negative 3. Squared is 9. And then I'm going to rewrite it as x minus 2 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals negative 9 plus 4 plus 9, which is just 4. And I don't have to bring it back over because I want the number on the other side.
Will we ever get have to pull out a negative or something, or have to pull out a 2?
Yeah, you'll have to, there will be some where you'll have to pull out a coefficient, and we'll do one like that. So, if I were to graph this, my center would be where?
2, 3.
Okay, so put your center at 2, 3.
Do we have to
And-
write the little C with the 2, 3 next to it?
No,
The-
not unless it asks for it. And then my radius is 2. So I'm going to go out 2 on every side. And draw my circle.
That was fun.
Okay, so I want you to try the next one. What would my first step be, though? Move the 8 over. This one? Yes, no?
Can I have a question?
Okay, now, when you have a coefficient in front,
Divide everything by 2.
when you have a coefficient in front, the rule with circle is that they're the same coefficient, right? So I can divide everything by 2. So I'm going to go ahead and do that first.
Even the 6?
If you want to move the 6 over and then divide by 2, you can. If you want to divide everything by 2, then move it over, you can. It really doesn't matter what order, because any way you do it, it's going to be the same. So if I divided everything by 2 right now, it would be x squared plus y squared minus 4y plus 3 equals 0, because 0 divided by 2 is 0. If I moved the 6 over, then I would have negative 6, and then I divide that by 3, or by 2, you get negative 3. So either way, if you move it over first, or you don't, you'll get the same answer. From here, I have just an x squared,
So that means you don't take
but I don't have just like an x. I don't have a middle term. So do I need to complete the square for that?
No.
No. So I'm going to leave that be, because I don't have a middle term.
I feel that vibe.
Yeah, so it's like saying 0, like x minus 0. So I've got x squared plus y squared minus 4y plus blank equals negative 3 plus blank. I only need one blank because I'm not completing the square for the x. Then I take half of my middle term and I square it. So what goes in the blank? 4. My final equation is x squared plus y minus 2 squared equals 1. My center is going to be at what?
2, 0.
Nope.
0, 2.
0, 2. And then my radius is 1.
I was ahead of you that whole time.
So it's at 1 because you have to.
David, I think you're going to need to copy this test.
I'm what?
I think you're going to need to
There we
copy
go.
this test.
I do. I really do.
David,